Shut up and sit down.
Namaste, friends. I'm Simon.
I'm Ellie.
And before we even get into our silly videos tonight, we just wanted to take a second to acknowledge the COVID-19 pandemic and just how terrible things are in India right now. So first of all, we just wanted to say that our thoughts are with all of our viewers and their families in India. We really hope that you're doing everything you can to stay safe and well out there. We know it's a really, really difficult situation and not ideal at all. And we also wanted to appeal to any of our viewers who are not in India, anyone who has a couple of dollars or pounds or rupees that are sitting in their pocket who wants to do something to help, go to give2asia.org. We'll put the link to the website in our description, and they distribute funds to various non-profit charities in India who are helping find things like oxygen supplies and COVID vaccines and hospital supplies and masks and all sorts of things. So whatever we can do to help, we are doing, and if you could do the same, I think that would be very, very awesome of you. So thank you. And whatever we can do to distract you for 10 and 15 minutes a day, take your mind off how miserable things are away from the screen, then we'll do our best. So here we are, and as usual tonight, as with every night, we're being surprised by you guys, our viewers, who have recommended that we check out movie trailers and film our reactions to those.
So what do we have coming up next?
Well, up next we have an upcoming Hindi language movie, which is a remake of a 2017 Korean movie called The Outlaws. And that movie was all about the police trying to intervene between two gangs who were in the middle of this kind of tribal turf war. So we can probably expect the Bollywood version to be very, very similar. Now, this movie not only stars Salman Khan, who's a huge actor, as well as an all-star cast, including Tiger Shroff's father, Jackie Shroff, who we're going to be taking a deeper dive into soon, but suffice to say, he is as impossibly handsome as Tiger himself. Now, Salman Khan has been teasing fans that this may actually be a sequel to his 2009 hit movie Wanted. He's even been posting lines of dialogue for Wanted on the posters of Radhe, the new movie that we're going to check out. However, he's now saying that even though the name Radhe is used in 3 of his movies, including this one, there's no relationship between them. So it's not a sequel, I'm afraid. Now, most of Salman Khan's movies are released on the holiday Eid, and this one is no different. It's going to be released both in theatres and on the Zee Plex streaming service on May 13th this year, so not long to wait. And I say we should check out the trailer for Radhe. We will be back afterwards to let you know what we think about it, but for now...
Let's go.
Let's go!
Wow.
मुंबई शहर में ड्रग्स के नशे के कारण हर रोज युवाओं की मौत हो रही है। Good morning, Mumbai.
Think he's a bad guy?
शहर में क्राइम रेट बहुत बढ़ गया है।
We
have to get this stop.
I
love it. ये काम किसी नॉर्मल पुलिस अफसर के बस की बात है ही नहीं। इसके लिए हमें स्पेशलिस्ट चाहिए। स्पेशलिस्ट? Yes, sir. राधे। 97 एनकाउंटर्स। उसका काम करने का अपना तरीका है।
अभी तो सिर्फ 3 इंच घुसाया है। अगर अब कोई आगे बढ़ा तो उसके ब्लैडर की जगह फेफड़ा होगा और लिवर की जगह किडनी।
तुम्हें ये पुलिस का जॉब सूट नहीं करता।
वैसे आपका नाम क्या है?
दिया।
किसने रखा?
मेरे भैया ने।
जब कभी मेरी बहन होगी तो मैं उसका नाम नादिया रखूंगा। नादिया।
City Mar, City Mar, City Mar, City Mar, City Mar.
तो मेरी बहन का पीछा कर रहा है?
बिल्कुल नहीं सर।
इनकाउंटर में मार दूंगा।
पुलिस की नौकरी है, गिरफ्तार तो करना पड़ेगा।
मुजरिम हूँ, जान से मारना पड़ेगा।
तुम्हारे 10वीं पास होने से पहले या तो वो जेल के अंदर होंगे या जमीन के अंदर। एक बार जो मैंने कमिटमेंट कर दी, उसके बाद तो मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता। I will clean this city.
Wow.
जान बचा और निकल।
राधे जाने के लिए नहीं, भेजने के लिए आया है। और तेरे हिस्से की बिरयानी हम सब मिल बांट कर खाएंगे और बोलेंगे ईद मुबारक।
Holy moly!
That was a lot.
Yeah, we've just seen the trailer to Radhe, Your Most Wanted Bhai. Man, I don't even know where to start. What did you think of it?
It was very much in line with what I think people expect from Indian cinema, in that there were integrated dance numbers by the main cast. It wasn't that they happened to be walking past dances, which we've seen in other movies, but this one was very kind of classic style, I felt like. And it had all the stylish interiors. I liked how grimy the city looked. I think sometimes the cities we've seen have kind of been almost like a stylized version of the city, even when you're kind of looking at slums and like kind of high population parts of the city. It seemed quite stylized. Was this? I quite liked like how grimy the skyline was when they were having like those scenic shots.
Yeah, so I've not seen the Korean movie Outlaws. I don't know if I've ever seen a Korean movie, actually. Man, that may need to be the next journey we go on. But anyway, yeah, I agree with you, though. I like the fact that the dance numbers were very prescribed. Like it clearly focused on the song and the dance as a scene in the movie, which is cool. If you're going to do it, you may as well really do it, right? So yeah, I completely agree with you. I was kind of blown away by how modern everything looked. Almost kind of offensively modern in some ways. It just, half of it looked like an MTV music video at times, which was not what I was expecting from this at all. When it started off and you said that guy's clearly the bad guy, I was thinking, actually, I bet he's the good guy, because we've seen so many movies recently where the good guy is so bad, he's almost bad. Like, he's got to be terrible in order to beat the bad guys. And in this movie, the good guy and the bad guy seemed both quite as terrible as each other at times.
Very true.
Yeah, it looks really, really fun, though, for that reason. I grew up. I even remember when I was a kid, probably one of the first movies I ever remembered was Dirty Harry. And literally his whole deal was he was a cop who felt like he needed to push the boundaries in order to catch the bad guys and keep people safe. So it's not a new idea that good guys have to be pretty bad to catch pretty bad guys, if that makes any sense. I think, though, the thing that really jumped out at me in terms of being modern, like you said, the cities looked very real and very gritty, almost that kind of futuristic-y gritty like you see in some movies. But the costumes as well in this, really were not what I was expecting. Just very much Western dress. Like, there was the girl who was wearing, like, the Daisy Duke cut-off jean shorts, which I don't think I've ever seen that in an Indian movie before. So yeah, really different to what I was expecting. But, kind of reminded me in some ways of like, there was the Wild Dog movie that we checked out. There was Suryavanshi as well, where the cops were trying to stop terrorists, and it had a similar kind of cool vibe, but a ton of violence in there as well. This looked to be the same deal. And, after we just watched Mortal Kombat last night, and I just love movies where, if anyone normal was stabbed in the shoulder, they'd probably just pass out from the pain or the blood loss. Or
I nearly passed out just from seeing it happen.
Yeah. However, I love it in things like this and Mortal Kombat, where people can get 8 different knives stuck in them and they're still just trucking away like it didn't even hurt. I really like that. I mean, if you're going to watch an action movie, watch an over-the-top, stupid action movie where people get 8 knives stuck in them. It's fine. It's fine. It's fun. And I have heard this movie getting some bad press already because it's a tired formula. It's another remake of another foreign movie. And I think people are just getting a little bit tired of that same formula over and over again. I'm hoping this one is good enough to kind of raise the bar, though, because honestly, I see nothing wrong with sticking to a tired formula if you do it really, really well. I mean, Mortal Kombat, we just watched. I had a blast watching it because it was just people fighting, but it was people fighting in really great imaginative ways. So I feel like if they inject some originality in the action scenes and things in this, I don't think it really matters that it's a remake of a Korean movie. And I don't think it really needs to be a sequel of something that Salman Khan has done before. I think it just needs to be a fun movie that distracts you for a couple of hours. So, yeah, I'm still excited to see it, regardless of what the haters think. How about you? Would you watch Radhe?
I don't think it would be top of my list to watch.
Ooh.
I think can definitely see merit in the criticism that it is formulaic. I'm hoping it doesn't end up how it seemed from the trailer, but it did seem to show the women in the movie as kind of being objects. They didn't seem to have much agency, much conversation. They were kind of set dressing, and I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, that's interesting because we've seen other action movies and admittedly dumb action movies like the Bagi series where the women are pretty tough, you know, they stand up for themselves. Maybe they need rescuing once in a while, but they're not just empty puppets in the background. I don't know if that's also true of this one. Radhe doesn't seem to be the most woke gentleman out there, does he? He seems to be a little old school in his attitude towards women, but not in his attitude to anything else, which is a little weird. But anyway, I guess we will see, and we don't have to wait very long to see Radhe. But I'm really grateful to everyone who suggested we check out this trailer. It was not like anything we were expecting at all, so whether we end up watching it and loving it or not, it was still a great experience checking it out with you. So
Definitely.
yeah, so you'll have to wait until May to see Radhe. You won't have to wait very long to see us again because you know how often we do this.
Every day.
Every day. So yet again, we hope everyone out there is staying safe and well, and the same to you and your families. But we will see you tomorrow, friends, on the next Dork Trailer Ambush.
Peace out, nerds.
Bye.
Shut up and sit down.